Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yasoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana. Yasoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yasoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana. Yasoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana. Yasoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Okay. Jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Nam. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivakatara Sarasri Simad, His Divine Grace, Sri Lace Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivakatara Sarasri Simad, Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Srila Gokishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Srila Thakur Bhakti Vinod Ki Jai. Sri Guru Parampara Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita Upanishad Ki Jai. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru Gauranga. Go Premananda Hari Hari Bo. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. All together please. Om Jnana Timarandasya Ganandana Salakaya Chakshurunmiritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sabhidam Yena Bhutale Shriam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yukta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Sabadutam Prijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padang Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapcha Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Brindavaneshwari Vrishabhana Sudadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. So reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, translation and commentary, Srila Prabhupada. Today's verse 48, 44 and 45, correct? Chapter 11, the universal form. So, very dramatic. So, that's two verses. So, I'll speak the Sanskrit once, and then you'll repeat once. And then I'll read the English, and you'll repeat the English. And that way we'll have more time. So, please repeat. Oops. 44, right?
44.
Yeah. Okay. Tasmad pranamya pranidhaya kayam prasadaye tvam aham isham idyam piteva putrasya sakeva sakyu priya priya arshasi deva shodham. So, translation, Srila Prabhupada. You are the Supreme Lord, to be worshipped by every living being. Thus I fall down to offer you my respectful obeisances and ask for your mercy. As a father tolerates the impudence of his son, a friend the impertinence of a friend, or a husband the familiarity of his wife, please tolerate the wrongs that I may have done to you. Please repeat. You are the Supreme Lord,
You are the Supreme Lord,
to be worshipped
to be worshipped
by every living being.
by every living being.
Thus I fall down to offer you
Thus I fall down to offer you
my respectful obeisances
my respectful obeisances
and ask your mercy.
and ask your mercy.
As a father tolerates
As the father tolerates
the impudence of his son,
the impudence of his son,
a friend the impudence of a friend, or a husband
or the
the familiarity of his wife,
familiarity of our
please tolerate the wrongs
please tolerate the wrongs
I may have done to you.
I may have done to you.
Purport Srila Prabhupada. Krishna's devotees relate to Krishna in various relationships. One might treat Krishna as a son, or one might treat Krishna as a husband, or as a friend, or as a master. Krishna and Arjuna are related in friendship. As the father tolerates, or the husband or a master tolerates, so Krishna tolerates. So, 45, same process. I'll read the Sanskrit, then you repeat. Adrista purvam hrisitosmi dristva. Bhayena cha Havyahitam mano me. Tam eva me darshaya deva rupam. Prasida devesha jagan nivasha. So I'll read the English, then you'll repeat after me. After seeing this universal form, first I'll read one through. After seeing this universal form, which I have never seen before, this is Arjuna speaking, I am gladdened, but at the same time my mind is disturbed with fear. Therefore, please bestow your glance upon me and reveal again your form as the personality of Godhead, Lord of Lords, O abode of the universe. Yes. So, please repeat. After seeing this universal form, which I have never seen before, I am gladdened. But at the same time, my mind is disturbed with fear. Therefore, please bestow your grace upon me and reveal again your form as the personality of Godhead, O Lord of Lords, O abode of the universe. So, purport Srila Prabhupada. Arjuna is always in confidence with Krishna because he is a very dear friend. And as a dear friend is gladdened by his friend's opulence, Arjuna is very joyful to see that his friend Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and can show such a wonderful universal form. But at the same time, after seeing that universal form, he is afraid that he has committed so many offenses to Krishna out of his unalloyed friendship. Thus his mind is disturbed out of fear, although he has no reason to fear. Arjuna therefore is asking Krishna to show his Narayan form because he can assume any form. This universal form is material and temporary. Very interesting. The material form is the universal form and temporary, as the spiritual world is temporary. So we should not misunderstand that. Krishna's form is always spiritual, but it's temporary because the material universes are manifest and then withdrawn. So in that sense it's temporary, but being Krishna's Leela, it is eternal. This universal form is material and temporary, as the material world is temporary. Means as. So Prabhupada is using as. That means because the material manifestation is temporary. In that sense it's temporary. But in the Vaikuntha planets he has his transcendental form with 4 hands as Narayan. There are innumerable planets in the spiritual sky, and in each of them Krishna is present by his plenary manifestations of different names. Thus Arjuna desired to see one of the forms manifest in the Vaikuntha planets. Of course, in each Vaikuntha planet the form of Narayan is 4-handed, but the 4 hands hold different arrangements of symbols: the conch, mace, lotus, and disc. According to the different hands these 4 things are held in, the Narayans are variously named. All of these forms are one with Krishna. Therefore Arjuna requests to see his 4-handed feature. Yes. So Prabhupada's purport, as usual, is very clear, but we'll discuss. Anyway, let's repeat the verses. Tasmad pranaya pranayakayam mukam karoti vachalam pangam laite girim yad kripa tamam vande Sri Guru nidadarinam. Tasmad pranayam pranidayakayam prasadaye tvamaham ishamidam pideva putrasya sakeva sakyuhu priya sasi deva sodham. You are the Supreme Lord, to be worshipped by every living being. Thus I fall down to you to offer my respectful obeisances and ask your mercy. As a father tolerates the impudence of his son, a friend the impertinence of a friend, or a husband the familiarity of his wife. Please tolerate the wrongs I may have done to you. Adristapurvam prisitosmi dristva payena cha prayahitam mano me tam tad eva me darshaya deva rupam prasida devasya jagan nivasha. After seeing this universal form, which I have never seen before, I am gladdened, but at the same time my mind is disturbed with fear. Therefore, please bestow your grace upon me and reveal again your form as the personality of Godhead, O Lord of Lords, O abode of the universe. Yes. So, in the second purport, Prabhupada makes the point that all those forms are non-different. How do we understand non-different? We hear that. The Vaishnava philosophy is Achintya Bhed Abhed. Krishna is non-different, but he is also different. So, what about fire? Fire has three aspects. What are those aspects? Heat, light, form. Yes, people often miss that. So you can't separate form from fire, you can't separate light from fire, you can't separate heat from light, but they're different aspects of that one thing, that one entity, fire. So we can contemplate that. So in the Bhagavatam it starts by saying Brahmeti, Brahmaneti, Bhagavan. That Krishna has three aspects, he is one, Tattvavit. Those that know the absolute truth, they know that Krishna has three aspects. Of course, they are three aspects, but Krishna is Achintya Shakti. So he has unlimited Shakti, unlimited variety, unlimited leelas in unlimited form. But as an introductory premise, the Bhagavatam says Krishna has three aspects. And they are all non-different. And that is Bhagavan, the possessor of all opulence. That is Parampurusha. Krishna is Parampurusha. The absolute truth, Param Tattva, is two aspects, both non-different. Purusha and Prakriti. Yes, just like the sun. There is the sun globe, and then there is the sunlight. So they are non-different. The sun is in my room. It means the sunlight is in your room, not the sun globe. So these two aspects of the absolute truth, of the sun, they are non-different. So the energy of Krishna is, Parampurusha is Srimati Radharani. And Krishna is Supreme Purusha. Now he is Supreme Purusha. He is Purushottamam. Now this is a very important point. But Prabhupada translates Param Purushottam as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Godhead can be Narayan, Virat Rupa, Paramatma, Shiradakshai Vishnu, the Chatuvyuha. Bhagavan can be looked at as manifesting many personalities. But what is that supreme personality? Just like a man, he may have his personality at work, he may have his personality in the courthouse, he may have his personality before his children, but when he's at home, his supreme personality, if you like, is there. He may have a different personality when he's driving, for example, so on. So he's manifesting different aspects of his self, but he has one, and that is when he's at home with the wife and children. And then that's his, I'm at home now. So Goloka is the home of Krishna, Radha and Krishna is Param Purusha. That means he is the supreme personality of Godhead, meaning he is the personality from whom all aspects of his personality manifest in different Leela. So Prabhupada in purport said, Arjuna wants to see his Narayan form. He's seeing the Virat Rupa. This is an aspect of you, Krishna. But I'm gladdened by it, but simultaneously I'm a little awestruck, a little fearful. Especially now that I realize I was relating to you as Parampurusha, as a friend, as Krishna, and as my family relative, as one of the Yadavas. I was talking to you like that, and I may have been, making jokes, and I may have been chastising you, just like friends, they have repartee. And now I see that actually you are the Supreme Narayan. So he is seeing the Aishwarya aspect. So all those personalities that we just mentioned, they can be divided into Bhagavan and, Madhurya, or honeyed personality, or Aishwarya. And that is Hare, Narayan. Nara, Arayan. Arayan means shelter, Nara means souls or persons. So Krishna is Narayan. He is the shelter of all souls. Now just imagine, there is unlimited souls. How Krishna is one. He has many unlimited manifestation, but he is the one shelter of every living entity. Not just in this room, but in the whole universe. And this is one of many, many, many billions of universes within the causal ocean, manifested from the body of Mahavishnu. And it is explained for our understanding that the causal ocean, which is like a cloud within this Vaikuntha, it is like 1/4 of the creation. Now that is for our estimation, that is for our understanding. But Vaikuntha itself is unlimited. There is no section beyond Vaikuntha, right? We live in the limited region, limited by our karma and so on, our conditioned state. But actually there is no limit to Vaikuntha. But the material cloud, wherein the pradhan is emanated by Mahavishnu in his Leela of Yoga Nidra, is there. It is given as 1/4. And Mahavishnu lies within there and emanates the universes and so on. And he enters into each universe as Paramatma. And there are so many unlimited, practically, souls within all those universes. So Krishna is Nara Arayan. He is the shelter of all those souls. So we must understand what is Ashraya, what Krishna Ashraya. The living entity is a Sri. He is the sheltered, and Krishna is Ashraya. Ashraya means the foundation or the supporting principle in this context. Just like the children in that man's house, they take the shelter of the father. Right? The father is maintaining the house, he's bringing income, he's feeding them, he's guiding them, he's getting them educated and clothed. Their shelter is the father. And without the shelter of the father, they're homeless, they're running here and there, of course, they cannot survive. So the living entity is dependent upon the Supreme Lord for his existence. He's dependent upon the Maya, the mercy of the Supreme Lord. That mercy is manifest through Prakriti. In the spiritual world, Krishna is there, and his Prakriti, his consciousness, that is the Chit Shakti. Now we should understand that very nicely. Chit Shakti, what does it mean? The conscious energy. So we should understand that in the spiritual world, whether we're in Haridam or Golokadam or one of the other lokas, we are actually existing within the consciousness of the Supreme Lord. We are, just like we have consciousness, and there are thoughts within our consciousness, so the living entities in the spiritual condition, they live within the consciousness of the Supreme Lord. And that consciousness manifests the Prakriti, the whole creations of the different varieties in Vaikuntha, different planets of the incarnations, the here and there, unlimited creation. And that is within the consciousness of the Supreme Lord. And therefore Krishna says that is the state of Mama Angsa Jiva Loke, the Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, that the living entities in this material world are eternally my Angsa. They're my part. They are within me. They are my Angsa. They are within my consciousness. They are the creation of my consciousness. They are Jiva Shakti. And they're a very special quality because they have elements of Purusha and Prakriti within them. When the element, the Jiva, takes shelter of the Supreme Purusha, his Purusha aspect is of his nature, his personality, his constitution, becomes employed in the service, loving service of the Supreme Purusha. But the Purusha aspect of the Jiva, when he becomes Bahirmukh and he rejects the supremacy of the Supreme Lord, his Purusha aspect has no restraint in that way. Do you understand? He's now left the shelter of the Supreme Purusha. Now he has a Purusha aspect because he's an Angsa, a sample of the Supreme Lord. And so that Purusha aspect does not have the restraint. Do you understand this? He does not have the restraint of realization that the Supreme Purusha, Narayan, the shelter of all souls, Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality, he is not focused in that way, he's not purified in that way, so his Purusha aspect becomes prominent in the material world. And the Supreme Purusha, what does it say in the beginning of Ishopanishad? Ishavasya idam sarvam yat kinjat jagan jagat. Everything is controlled and owned, and for the enjoyment, ultimately, if you own something, like I own this smartphone, you can say I'm enjoying it. So, everything is controlled and owned by the Supreme Lord. Therefore, one should only accept those things that come naturally, as your quote, karmically, and not be greedy for other things. You should be atmaram, a little self-satisfied, and you should balance that greediness by considering, actually everything belongs to Krishna. Why I should be greedy for more than he's giving me, right? Let him. He's my Supreme Father. He knows what's best for me. He knows what's karmically available to me. Let me be satisfied. But the point is, everything is controlled and owned by the Supreme Lord. So, controlled means Ishwara. Just like Lord Brahma, he says, Ishwara Parama Krishna. So, that is Lord Brahma's realization, 5th chapter, Brahma Samhita. The Ishwara. That is the Supreme Personality of God. That's the first point. He's the shelter, yes, but the first point to realize is Lord Brahma explains in the ecstasy of his realization is Krishna is Ishvara. He is the supreme shelter. He is the supreme controller. Krishna earlier said, right, Matak Parataram Nanyad Kinchit Asti Jananjaya. There's nothing beyond me. Huh? I am the final point of all creation. I am the source of all creation. There is nothing beyond me. So, Ishvara. So we are samples of Krishna. We're Angsa. So we have that Purusha aspect and we have that Prakriti aspect. What is that Prakriti aspect? The Prakriti aspect is our consciousness. That is our chit. This is the consciousness of the living entity. So the living entity is a mixture of this Purusha. And as I say, very important to get this, that when we realize the Supreme Lord, our Purusha aspect in the pure consciousness and with our Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem, our loving attitude, fully awakened, we use our Purusha aspect over our Prakriti aspect, our consciousness, to serve Krishna. Huh? Just like we have Purusha and we have consciousness, so we use our consciousness in the material world. If we forget Krishna, we think, I will be Ishvara, I will control this family, I will control this business, or I'm a politician, I will control this country, and then aham bhogi, I will enjoy it. But this is the mentality of a Purusha who is not who is turned away from Krishna. He's not realizing the Supreme Purusha. So he's seeing the material energy, the inferior energy. It's inferior to him. He is Jiva Shakti. Huh? So he's saying, this is inferior material energy. Look, it's unconscious. So I am the Supreme Purusha of this material energy. I will gather it. I will gather gold, silver, whatever, and I will enjoy. And this is the attempt to be the supreme enjoyer. Param Purusha. Right? Krishna is Param Purusha. Radharani is supreme Prakriti. Param Prakriti, the supreme enjoyable object. So, this explains the material world. When we are not conscious of Krishna, we enter into the inferior energy, under his direction still, and have this idea of Purusha, controlling and enjoying it, because it's Prakriti. And I am conscious being, and this material energy is achit. It is inferior to me. So I am the Lord of all that exists. So everyone in the material world, like we say, is competing in that way for control. The dogs on Radharaman Street are controlling and enjoying that section. The monkeys on the top of the route say, these rooftops belong to us. You monkeys stay over there in Niduvan. That is your section. You go and steal the glasses over there. Get your, fruity. Get some fruity in that way. We're going to get fruity by controlling and thieving the glasses around Radharaman. So, and in the jungle, the tiger, he's saying, this is my section. Don't come in here. And then the lion in the savannah of Africa is roaring, don't come to my section. I'm the controller and enjoyer of this. And so on and so forth. So this is everybody, now we see in the world, particularly everyone is fighting. Right, this is our section. Who do you think you are? I'm the controller and enjoyer of this. I have a plan for this. I am the controller of this land. You want it? So this is the material world. We talked about this last week, so we won't repeat the point. Bhaktaram yogi tapasam savaloka maheshwaram suridam sarvabhutar. So everyone in the material world, whether it's a monkey or a lion or some ignorant human being, is competing to control and enjoy. And we see that in the family, right? Sometimes the wife wants to control the husband wants to control, and the children want to control, oh, I'm not doing that. I want a chocolate bar. Oh, trying to control the parents. Everyone in the family even is trying to be the controller, at least to some extent. So it's very important that people have Krishna consciousness, and then the man and wife and even the children, they can combine in the upasana, the worship of Krishna. They must be educated in that way. That's the meaning of Gurukul. Don't try to become the Supreme Purusha, become the servant of the Supreme Purusha. You'll be happy, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhukabara. And then your Krishna Prem will blossom and you will live eternally in bliss. So, here Arjuna is bringing these things up. And he is saying, yes, it's okay, because he's but we should understand this in terms of his ecstasy, right? He said, you are the Lord of Lords. You are the supreme shelter. We can read that. It's a few words. But we should try to understand that Arjuna's bhava, his ecstasy, he is seeing the Virat Rupa. And Krishna earlier said that everything you want to see, history or future, you can see now by your desire. It will manifest in the Virat Rupa. Because this Virat Rupa is beyond time and circumstance in the material world. It is eternal. And you, as my devotee, whatever you want, whatever you want to see in this universal form, I will manifest it. So he sees, yes, that all the armies, they will be destroyed, but the Pandavas, you can see, Krishna says, the Pandavas, you will survive. But all the other armies, they're all infested by this demoniac impetus to be controlling and enjoying. So he's seeing this, but he's entering into, like I say, this Aishwarya mood. He's saying that Krishna is the supreme shelter. He's not seeing Krishna as his friend, his wrestling mate, or his chess companion or something. So this is not what he wants. Just like if you read Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Sanatana Goswami, Gopakumar goes here and there, but he's never satisfied. But when he comes to Goloka, this is his swarup. This is his relationship. I am a cowherd boy on the bank of Govardhan. And now I'm here. This is my swarup. So this is an important point. Jivara swarupoi, nichera Krishna nichera Krishnera nichedas. Jivara swarupoi, Krishnera nichedas. So everyone, this is an important point. Many Vaishnavas have a wrong idea on this. They think the living entity is some kind of impersonal spark. No. Every living entity, just like has his constitutional nature, so every living entity which is a sample of Krishna has his constitutional, inherent, intrinsic relationship with Krishna. It is there. Just like in every... Prabhupada gives this example in a letter to... I think it's Rupanuga, yes. April 24, 1969. Prabhupada answers a question. Is the nature of the Swarup constitutional? Meaning, is the form our relation? And Prabhupada gives the example in the letter. You can look at it in the folio. He says that just like every seed has a particular tree within it, right? The banyan tree has a seed, it's a banyan tree, will grow into a banyan tree. The peepal tree will grow from the seed into a peepal tree. It won't grow into a banyan tree. The apple tree seed will grow into an apple tree. So you don't have to worry about what is my relationship, because sometimes the Apasampradayas, they say, oh, you must meditate that you are a gopi. If you meditate upon Krishna in the battlefield, you may develop that swarup. They so well up, oh my God, I better not read Bhagavad Gita, because I'll develop a swarup in the battlefield. No, they actually think like that. No, you have your constitutional swarup. Don't worry, it's there. But just like the apple tree is within the apple seed, it's dormant. So Rupa Goswami gives the example, Bhakti Lata Beach. By Shravanam Kirtanam, the seed blossoms and your swarup will manifest into a flower, and then the flower will give a fruit. That fruit is Krishna Prem, and it finds shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. That is Rupa Goswami, Nectar of Devotion. So you don't have to worry about that. So Arjuna, actually we know from the Ganadesha Deepika that Arjuna, now this is very interesting. Now we're on this subject of Swarup, because that's what Prabhupada talks about in the purport. You can have multi-swarups. You may not know that. That Arjuna in the Ganadesha, that's by Vrindavan Das Thakur, who is the incarnation of Vedavyas, or the expansion, or is Vedavyas. He explains that Arjuna also has a gopi form. Arjunya Gopi. So he is expanded from the gopi form, which is Madhurya Ras, into Sakya Ras. Because the higher ras is Madhurya, as all Prabhupada mentions there in the purport, the Madhurya Ras, conjugal ras, contains Sakya, and Vatsalya, and then it contains Sakya Ras and Dasras. That means conjugal, parental mood, friendship and service. So the higher rases intrinsically contain the lower moods. So sometimes that of the individual soul, under the direction of the Supreme Lord, may manifest another form for the purpose of Leela. Do you understand? So Arjunya Gopi manifests Arjunya Sakya Ras and enters into relationship with Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita in Sakya Ras. And that is his constitutional form. But he is Arjunya Gopi, but he's also constitutionally a friend of Krishna. Just like you can understand that, Madhurya Ras, even in the material world, the wife has conjugal relationship with the husband, right? But then sometimes the children come home and the husband says, look at mummy, she's so beautiful. She's cooked you a nice deal. So he's saying that she's mummy. He's talking about the wife as mummy. Even though it's conjugal, he doesn't say to the children, my wife, she's my lover, children, go and have your lunch. No, he says, look, go, this is mummy. So he manifests from his material conjugal mood a certain mumminess, a parental attitude, and the children relate in that way. Do you understand? And the children after lunch, they sit down with their dad, they look at mummy, she's so beautiful. Right? He doesn't say, look at my darling lover, children. No, that's not the right mood for that circumstance. So Krishna has got Arjuna Gopi, and he is manifesting as Arjuna, the friend, the Sakya Ras. And they are the great companions. And this is his Leela. And so now all this Leela, the manifestation of the Bharat Purusha, everything and all this is all the Leela of the Supreme Lord. And it is an Arjuna's ecstasy in seeing this. This is the Leela of the Supreme Lord. And Arjuna is seeing all these, and this is the ecstatic revelation of Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Arjuna, he's constitutionally a Goloka Vasi. He's constitutionally meant to relate to Krishna in Goloka, in Madhurya Bhav, not in Aishwarya Bhav. So there is some kind of, I don't really want to see this too much, Krishna. Please manifest your Narayan form. And then next, please manifest your form as Goloka Krishna. Understand? Because that's what corresponds with his constitutional nature. You see the point? So, anyway, that's one point. But then, I thought that this might be very interesting to you. So the last 10 minutes. Now, this is the Srimad Bhagavatam, and 26th chapter, 3rd canto. The 25th chapter is Lord Kapila talking to his mother Devahuti. It's a wonderful chapter. It is about bhakti. It is directly bhakti. The Bhagavad Gita gives a lot of jnana and karma, but it's directly bhakti, 25th chapter. 26th chapter is the fundamental principles of material nature. Sakya philosophy in a devotional mood. So the first part of this chapter, chapter 26, it explains how the material elements manifest. If you remember in the purport, Prabhupada said it's because it's manifest in the material world, it's a temporary form. So Krishna manifests the material elements. That's the first part of this chapter. And then those material elements are assembled into the Virat Purusha. It's mentioned here, that means the Bharat Rupa, the form of Krishna. Right? From these 7 principles, so this explains how the universal form, which is Paramatma, is manifest within the material world. So 7 principles, that means the 7 gross elements. So, from these 7 principles, roused into activity and united by the presence of the Lord, an unintelligent egg arose, from which appeared the celebrated cosmic being. That is a reference to Virat Rupa, or Virat Purusha. This universal egg, or the universe, we can say in the process of creation, is called the manifestation of material energy. Its layers of water, air, fire, sky, ego, and Mahatattva increase in thickness one after the other. Each layer is 10 times bigger than the previous one. And the final outside layer is covered by the Pradhan. So these universes are within the Pradhan, the causal ocean. Within this egg, the universe, the universal form of Lord Hare, of whose body the 14 planetary systems are parts. So the Virat Rupa, there's 14 planetary systems, and they are parts of the universal form. And of Krishna in his manifestation as the material energy, taking the form of the material energy. Because the material energy rests upon Krishna too. Krishna is a Shraya, not just of the spiritual energy, the Chit Shakti, but also the Ashraya, the resting place of the principles that are manifest in the material energy. So, Hiranmayat. The Supreme Personality, the Virat Purusha, Virat Rupa, same thing, situated himself in that golden egg, that individual universe, which was lying on the water, the causal ocean, and he divided it into many departments. First of all, now this is how Krishna is, this is very fascinating, please pay attention, how Krishna manifests his universal form within the elements, the earth, water, fire, air, ether, and heaven. They're there in categorized form. So Krishna is going to assemble them into the 14 planetary systems, which is his body. Material, if you like, manifestation. So, first of all, a mouth appeared in him. Then came forth the organ of speech, from the mouth, organ of speech. And with it the god of fire. So, speaking is related to fire. We say, he's a very fiery speaker. The deity who presides over that organ. Agni resides over the fire. Just like Hitler, right? Very fire! He awoken the whole nation. Then a pair of nostrils appeared, mouth, nose, and then in them appeared the olfactory sense, which means the sense of smell. Olfactory is a fancy word. As well as prana, the vital air. When you do pranayama, what do? You generally use the nose for pranayama. The nose, the sinus, it rejuvenates the brain, it clears out the prana. So prana and the nose are related, right? In the wake of the olfactory sense came the wind god who presides over that sense, Agni. Thereafter, because it's air, so that's the movement of air, Agni. Thereafter a pair of eyes appeared. So now, let's revise. What was the first one? Mouth, nostril, eyes. 1, 2, 3. They're built in that way. A pair of eyes appeared in the universal form. This is the formation of the universal form. And in them the sense of sight. Of course. In the wake of this came the sun god. So the sun god, by the great sun god, we can see things. Light. Who presides over sight. Sun god presides over sight. Next there appeared in him a pair of ears. Right? Mouth, nose, eyes, ears. And in them the auditory sense, the sense of hearing, and in its wake the devatas, or the deities who preside over the directions. So from hearing we get direction. Oh, that's coming from there. That's coming from there. Then the universal form of the Lord, the Virat Purusha, manifested skin, right? That's related to air. Thereupon the hair, mustache, beard appeared. So from the skin, so what we got now? We got the mouth first, then the nose, then the eyes, then the ears, now the skin, and then the hair manifests from the skin, sense of touch. After this, all the herbs and drugs became manifested, and his genitals also appeared. So they are part of the skin, the genital, for procreation. After this, after the genital, semen, the faculty of procreation, and the god who presides over the waters appeared. So this is a fluid. This is the water element. Next appeared an anus below that. So now we have mouth, nose, ears, skin, hair, hearing, skin, and then skin, after that the genital, and then the anus. Next appeared an anus, and when the organs of defecation, and thereupon the god of death. So, yes, god of death is related to defecation, the anus. Because many people, when they die, sinful people, leave through the Anus, who is feared throughout the universe, the god of death. Thereafter, the two hands, now we're talking about working senses. We've got earth, water, fire, air, and ether used. Thereafter, the two hands of the universal form of the Lord became manifest. So now we're working senses, the first two. And with them the power of grasping and dropping things. It's interesting, the power of grasping and dropping. And after that, Lord Indra appeared. So Lord Indra is appeared, is related to the hands. And with them, yes, because when we enjoy, Indra is king of heaven, Svargaloka, he's enjoying. So when we enjoy, we use our hands. So you can see the relationship. Next, the legs became manifest, and with them the process of movement. And after that, that's the working sense of the legs. And after that, Lord Vishnu appeared. So all these things are consecutively manifesting. The veins, so we also have blood within the body. So the veins of the universal body, the Virat Rupa, became manifest, and thereafter the red corpuscles or blood. So veins and arteries, and then you have blood. In their wake came the rivers, the deities presiding over the veins. And then appeared the abdomen. So step by step, these things are manifesting within the earth, water, fire, air, ether that were in the they were categories, but they weren't just like an artist. He takes different elements and creates. So before the universal form, earth, water, fire, air, ether was there, but then they are assembled into the universal form. Do you understand this point? Yeah. The next grew feelings of hunger and thirst, and in their wake came the manifestation of the oceans. Then a heart became manifest, and in the wake of the heart the mind appeared. All right, the heart and mind very closely. After the mind, the moon appeared. The deity of the mind is the moon. According to the phases of the moon, affects ladies, affects men, your moods change. Intelligence after the mind is, intelligence, Buddhi, is higher than the moon. And after intelligence, who is the deity of intelligence? Who's the Lord Brahma. Yes. Lord Brahma, if you think of the universal form, is the form of Krishna. Lord Brahma actually is the intelligence of the universe. Just imagine, if the universe is a body, the intelligence of that body is Lord Brahma. Just like we have a little intelligence for this body, right? Lord Brahma is the intelligence of the universe. Just contemplate that. And then the false ego appeared, Ahankara, and who is the deity? Lord Shiva. Yes, Ahankara. Ahankara vimudatma kartam. So Lord Shiva, and after the appearance of Lord Shiva came consciousness, and the deity presiding over consciousness. Who is that? Vishnu. Then the demigods and presiding deities of the various senses were thus manifest, and they wanted to wake their origin of appearance. So there's different deities now empowered to manage all these different working senses and subtle senses and knowledge acquiring senses. They wanted to wake their origin of appearance. Upon failing to do so, they re-entered the body of the Virat Purusha one after another in order to wake him. So the devas that were in charge of these different aspects, they wanted to wake this Virat Rupa that had manifested the nose, nostrils, skin and everything. But they didn't, it didn't come to life. The god of fire entered the mouth with the organ of speech, but the Virat Purusha could not be aroused. The god of wind entered his nostrils with the sense of smell, but still the Bharat Purusha refused to be awakened. The sun god entered the eyes of the Bharat Purusha with the sense of sight, but still the Bharat Rupa would not stand up. Similarly, the predominating deities of the direction entered his ears with the sense of hearing, but still he would not get up, the Virat Purusha. The predominating deities of skin, herbs, seasoning plants entered the skin of the Virat Purusha with the hair of the body, but the cosmic being refused to get up even then. The god predominating over water entered his organ of generation with the faculty of procreation, but the Virat Purusha would not rise up. The god of death entered his anus with the organ of defecation, but the Virat Purusha could not be spurred to activity. The god Indra entered the hands with the power of grasping and dropping, but the Virat Purusha could not get up. Lord Vishnu entered his feet with the faculty of locomotion, but the Virat Purusha refused to stand up even then. The rivers entered his blood vessels with blood and the power of circulation, but still the cosmic being could not be made to stir. The ocean entered his abdomen with hunger and thirst, but the cosmic being refused to rise even then. The moon god entered his heart with the mind, but the cosmic being would not be roused. Brahma also entered his heart with intelligence, but even then the cosmic being could not be prevailed to get up. Lord Rudra entered his heart with the ego, Lord Shiva, but even then the cosmic being did not stand. However, when the inner controller, the presiding deity over consciousness, entered the heart with reason, at that very moment the cosmic being arose from the causal ocean. Who is that deity? Vishnu, the supreme, all-pervasive. When a man is sleeping, all his material assets, remember this when you take a nap, namely the vital energy, the senses for recording knowledge, the senses for working, the mind and intelligence, cannot arouse him. He can be aroused only when the super soul helps him. When you fall asleep, you go, I'm gone. Who brings you back to consciousness? Super soul, Krishna. He's the presiding deity of consciousness. Therefore, through devotion, detachment and advancement in spiritual knowledge acquired through concentrated devotional service, one should contemplate the super soul, Bharat Purusha, as present in this very body, although simultaneously apart from it. That's the final verse. Bharat Purusha Shri Krishna Bhagavan Ki Jai. So now you know. This is highly allegorical, but it's factual. First the material elements, earth, water, fire, air, are manifest, and then the different devatas enter. They construct the Virat Purusha, but only when Super Soul, the deity, he takes the Virat Purusha as his body, then it becomes functional. So that's it. Shri Krishna Bhagavan Bhagavad Gita Sadhu Sangha Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Any quick question? Okay, so now you understand how everything rests upon Krishna. You see? Everything is resting upon Krishna. So we should rest our consciousness upon Krishna. Yes. Right. Okay. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai.